Peter, it's nice to sit down and have a chat. You have the new jersey on, that's why we're here today. Canterbury have launched a new World Cup jersey. It's available to buy in Elverys, online, in store and at Canterbury.com. What do you make of it?
Yeah, I think it's got a good reaction from the players.
Yeah.
This one obviously is the away one, obviously. The green one is nice. I think they put a huge amount of technology into it, to be fair, to try and keep them light and breathable and stuff. But no, they're great. Yeah, very nice.
Brilliant. And you're just off the pitch. How was it?
Yeah, tough day today now on the pitch. The lads were putting us through our paces, and as you can see, I forgot to wear sun cream, so I'm fairly red, and blood pressure through the roof after it, I'd say. No, it was good session. Good.
Yeah.
It was nice to train in some nice weather, and it was a very productive session, definitely.
Yeah, is it nice to be back in with the camp?
Yeah, it's great. It's always great to be back in here. Good group of people, and it's a great environment. Whether you've no caps or 50 caps, you're learning in this environment all the time, and that's where people who want to play professional rugby, that's the kind of environment you want to be in. So it's always great to come back in here, and great people, and it's good fun. So it's an easy environment to fit into. Yeah,
there's quite a mix with obviously yourself, that you've been to 2 World Cups, and then you have the likes of Dan Sheehan coming in who hasn't been to a World Cup, so there's quite a mix. Do you offer advice to them? Do they need advice on what it's going to be like?
Look, it's going to be certainly very different to Japan. Obviously being in France, the younger guys, guys who haven't gone to a World Cup, they're all so inquisitive and I suppose they're hungry for information, and if they want to, if they think they need to ask a question or want some information, they'll always come. And guys, I suppose the older guys are more than happy to share some of the mistakes that we've made, experiences that we've had, and hopefully they don't have to do the same, and hopefully we can make some good memories together.
Yeah, are there certain things that stick out in your mind, or is there certain learnings that you've taken from the other World Cups?
There's lots of different things that we could have done better, but look, I think it's a completely different animal. Even the game of rugby is different, certainly from 15 and whatever, 19. It's a different game again, and it's constantly evolving. So, there's certainly aspects you can look back on, but it's more really the camp we're in at the moment is about looking forward, about what this squad can do, because it's so different, and it's a different animal, and we're really chasing our potential is the big thing. And as I said, there's little things we can certainly look back on, but I think the big thing is that we're doing is looking forward, really.
Yeah, obviously coming off the back of the Six Nations win, the Grand Slam, then the URC with Munster was incredible. Was it nice to then get a bit of a break to chill out?
It was a long season, definitely. A lot of rugby played by lots of guys, and when you're playing international rugby, it kind of always is big games.
Yeah.
That's not to say the games that aren't played when we're up here aren't important. They're massively important, but it just seems you go back into Europe, or you go back into games that are really business end of the season, that kind of thing, and it can get daunting at times. No matter, I don't really care how long you've been playing the game, it does get daunting, and you get tired.
Yeah.
So it was certainly nice to get a break.
What was it like to captain Munster, the URC championship?
Yeah, very special. Obviously, I've been captain in Munster for a long time now. I think this is 10 years actually, and obviously we hadn't won any silverware in my tenure, and it was the whole thing was more relief for me than anything. It was lovely to be up there with Keith lifting it, because he's obviously been through as much as me and more, and was a nice moment. Yeah, it was great. Of course, it's what we all are here to do.
Were there times that you thought that might never happen?
Yeah,
Munster?
100%. Yeah, I've said it a few times. Didn't know whether it was going to come around for me and the team, and I thought the young fellas. I think it's great for the old guys, obviously, who hadn't had the success, but I think it's great for the club and the young people there, to get their teeth into that. I think it'll give them a great, over the next few years when there's a chunk of us gone, it'll give them a great direction and hunger for more, so I'm delighted for that cohort of lads as well.
Do you always feel comfortable as a captain? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, there's parts of it are very tough, but there's parts of it are very fulfilling, and a lot of pressure, and decisions come back to you. But at the same time, it's a huge honour, and I suppose that's the real crux of it. And I always take the responsibility very seriously. But I take the honour as even more important. I think it's a huge thing to be asked to do, I try to, as a result, put more pressure on myself to perform.
Yeah, there were incredible scenes back in Thomond Park. A few days later, you said you got a little bit of a break then. What do you do in your off time? You're a bit of a gardener, I heard. Yeah,
I do a bit. Yeah, I didn't do a huge amount now, to be honest, the last few weeks. We had a nice few weeks. We had a couple of weddings and stuff to go to, and we had a bit of time off.
More than a couple.
Yeah.
Did you get to all of them, or how does that work as a team?
No, I mean, I'd say there could have been 10 or 12 over the last few weeks. So, no, it was nice. We got away for a couple of weeks, and we got to a couple of them that were abroad, and had some time off with the kids. I hadn't been home in a long time.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time last year away from home, and you don't get to see them a huge amount, and it was nice to spend a few days at home in Cork, and it was only 3 weeks for the Munster lads, so it was kind of short lived, but we had last week off as well. So got home to see them there again. So we're not going home in this block. We stay Monday to Friday. So I only catch up with them at weekends, kind of briefly, because I have to leave again Sunday. So it's.
Is that tough?
It's very tough. Yeah, it's very difficult, especially when they're getting a bit older. They don't really understand when they're younger, and they're getting a bit more of a handful now for Jess as well. So it's getting a bit interesting. And Indy's her eldest. She's letting me know that I'm not around that often, and why all the other dads can drop them to school but I can't, and that kind of thing. So
oh God, yeah, that can't be easy then.
No, it's not easy, but look, it's a short career in the scheme of things, and I'd hope down the line that they'll understand that it was for a good reason,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's not clicking yet that
no, it's
dad
not
plays for Ireland.
Oh no, that's clicking. It's great. They love coming to games and enjoying it, but obviously they can't process why I have to go training so much, and obviously Limerick is where we're based, and I'm an hour and a half away, so there's a lot of travel there even when I'm at home, so but that's life.
Yeah. Do you ever think of life after rugby?
Yeah, of course you have to plan, and there'll be a much bigger chunk of my life spent not playing rugby than there will be playing it, so you have to plan, and you have to be diligent, and set time aside first, which is difficult at the moment, I have to say, but it has to be done, yeah.
Well, anyway, at the minute it's all about the World Cup. We'll not think about that for another long time.
Yep.
How are you feeling about it all? Obviously you have the warm-up games coming up first. Italy's the first one, not too long away now, the 5th of August, so yeah, it's right around the corner.
Yeah, excitement is a real, I suppose, overwhelming factor. It's kind of the pinnacle of where Irish rugby players can get to is a World Cup, and fingers crossed. If I get selected, it would be my third one, and it's I think it's the biggest honour really as an international rugby player to be picked for your country at a World Cup, and it's the biggest, obviously, tournament that we can play in, and obviously we've huge ambition to do well in it. So, I think excitement looking forward to it is the overwhelming factor.
And there's massive competition within this team. Where does it compare to the other Ireland teams you've been on?
I think what you'd have to say it's the competition side of it is through the roof.
Yeah.
Is the only way to describe it. There's always been huge competition. At the end of the day, you're talking about international rugby. It's not middle of the road stuff. You're talking about top of the roads, top of the line stuff, and it
has to be competitive.
It has to be competitive. It has to be competitive, and it certainly is now. Up here at the moment, you see the quality of guys that we're training with across the board. I'm sure Andy wouldn't hesitate in picking 2 or 3 15s that would serve, the Irish jersey very, very well, and that's a credit to, I suppose, the coaching staff and the group that have developed that, and it's hugely important because, we've spoken about already how many players are going to be incredibly key to this campaign. It's going to be a lot more than 15, so it's hugely important that we've built that, and that we're fine tuning at the moment that that 40 odd guys are all really, really competitive and enjoying the competition side of things.
It's quite a difficult time within rugby now at the minute. Obviously it was difficult for the Irish under-20s, difficult for Munster as well with the passing of Greg Oliver. It must be quite a tough time at the minute.
Yeah, very difficult. It's kind of hard to put into words. Greg's passing, obviously, given the circumstances, and being over at Jack's World Cup. It puts lots of things into perspective, really, and all the stuff that we've spoken about previous to it is completely irrelevant almost when you talk about something like this, and hard to comprehend from lots of guys very, very shook, but I think I think all our sympathies have gone to his wife. Obviously Jack and his daughter is in the forefront of our thoughts at the moment, and even the young Wall kid from Dublin, 2 guys from Michael's, exactly. Shocking stuff, and I think it's been a rough week for the country, to be honest with you, in general, but as I said, these things are certainly at the forefront of your mind, and put lots of things into perspective, I think.
Well said. Thanks so much, Peter.